I was in the church at the top of the temple on the second floor. I met the pastor up there, and we were watching something on my cell phone when suddenly I began to see breaking news that started to pop up. This news began to appear in major networks. It seems this breaking news took the world by storm and caused an impact on the social networks. I told the pastor, something is happening right now in the world. Then the pastor got closer and started to watch the news on his cell phone. As we watched breaking news, suddenly that news on the phone started to project like on a very big screen in front of us. And I remember that suddenly we started to enter inside that screen, as if our bodies entered inside this screen that had been opened. In a blink of an eye, I found myself at the place that was broadcast by the news, the place that was reported by the news. When I arrived there, I saw how people were running. There was chaos and big uproar in that city, which looked like a city on the east coast of America. I saw these streets and these houses seemed very much beautiful like America, but the population of the city was fleeing something in the streets towards us. When they passed us, I saw one of them looking very scared. He was really scared of what was happening there. I couldn't know exactly what's wrong. The only thing that I saw was people running, and they were scared because of something that was happening. It was like a riot or chaos. The people seemed so scared that I could not talk to them. They were all running towards a place. I wondered where are they running to and what was happening. I was also starting to get scared because of the fright and terror that were on the faces of these people. It seemed something very serious was happening. I saw that I was taken to a place where all these people met in a park, a very large park where there was a man. The place was chaotic. In that place, I saw a very large platform where many were gathered. Suddenly, I heard screams. The multitudes were screaming, "They are coming! He is coming with them!" It was then I saw a figure laughing out loud. When he got to the multitude, he said, "Fear not, I want to bring peace in your heart." These desperate people calmed down, and they said, "They found us. They have managed to find us." I looked carefully, wondering who are these men that are coming with the military personnel. They came closer every minute, approaching the multitude. I saw that these men that were coming were priests. Behind them were coming a contingent of soldiers. These military were heavily armed soldiers, very well equipped. I was watching those soldiers as they came walking towards that platform. I kept watching specifically the man who was coming in the middle. That man was a priest that is known as the Pope, known to the whole world as Papa. He was wearing a white robe. He had a hat, a very tall hat, with figures and a cross. The actor Leonardo said to the people, "Accept this chip. It is something good and you will not suffer so that you do not have chaos. These soldiers' National Guards are going to take care of you. You are going to have protection." Soldiers started grabbing the chips and began to insert them on the forehead of the people. The actor said to the population, "Look and see. I'm a very famous and well-recognized actor. I have trusted these priests and I have put my trust in them. What the Pope is saying to you is something true. I know he will bring peace to all the nations." People began to accept that chip on the forehead and the hand. I was watching the people who were thousands of souls, multitude, where there were many young people. They believe in Leonardo. One of them said, "He is my favorite actor. I watched his movies." Very wonderful had happened. There was a lot of joy on his face to see those people arriving. He consulted soldiers and those priests that were dressed in white, telling them with excitement, "Look who are coming to serve us. These are Christians." Microchips on the table because there was a lot of crowds. Then the priest started calling them with a laugh on his face. He said, "I was waiting for you. You know perfectly well that I have promised to bring you peace. I have promised to bring peace to this world. I have promised to bring you peace." Those Christians said, "Absolutely. What is happening is something we did not expect. This chaos, this hunger and calamities that are happening, we did not expect them." I started to cry for these people would not listen. I said, "This is a trap. The priest is evil. He is a bad man who is fooling humanity, deceiving people so that he will be able to put the seal on them." The smiling priest began to call these brethren one by one. It seemed as if shepherds brought their congregations. There were pastors with their churches. I was very scared of what I was observing. I said, "Lord, what is happening? What's going on?" The priests just laughed out loud with those priests, and they were thousands of soldiers of National Guards in that place. When they started to seal all those souls, I saw the priest meeting with soldiers and telling them these words: "Now go house to house and go and start bringing those people who are missing, those people that are hidden." The priest began to tell those soldiers, who were thousands, to deploy in the city with their armaments. Very quickly, they started to go out around the streets. Those soldiers came to a house that was closed, and I remember that these soldiers started kicking the door of the house. They finally broke down that door. When they got in that house, I remember there was a family. I remember that those soldiers started grabbing that family. They grabbed them by their hair and neck, forcibly pulling them out. They began to remove those families. Women and children began to take them out of in a brutal way, dragging them. I heard them saying, "No, I'm not going. I'm staying here." I saw strands of their hair on the ground. I looked and I saw some soldiers arriving before a church. They began to kick the gate. I looked inside the temple. I saw brothers and the pastor. They were there together. They were gathered for prayer. They were crying. And the pastor said, "Don't be afraid, because the Lord is with us." Yet soldiers were kicking the door hard. They were about to enter. At that moment, I was back looking at this event on my cell phone, and I looked at the news of what was happening in the world. Many people were confused. Beloved brothers, we as Christians must know that the chase is coming. We are already in the persecution. Many of our brothers are already being persecuted over the world. How miserable those days will be for pregnant and nursing mothers. Pray that your flight will not occur in the winter or on the Sabbath. For that time there will be great tribulation, unmatched from the beginning of the world until now, and never to be seen again. Matthew 24:19-21. From Ciervo Leo Garcia Valentin video.